ask me a question.
Right, we've got to ask you.
While they're asking questions, I want you guys to hum. On the count of 3. Have you got a question?
He's got loads.
On the count of 3, when I get 3, I want you guys to hum. 1, and you ask a question. 2, 3.
So tell us about the album.
The album that I brought out last year with your beer is called Thames Valley Dance Blues, and the artwork for it is here. It's a record that I recorded over the previous 2 years. It's an acoustic album that just has me singing and playing guitar and banjo. So that's the record I put out in October of last year.
Excellent. And how does that differ from your previous works?
It's stuck at the bottom left-hand corner of my suitcase as opposed to being stuck here. This is actually a record I put out 11 years ago, which was Keep Britain Untidy. It was a little bit of a joke about Tony Blair because he was into devolution and all that stuff, so it was like Keep Britain Untidy. But there's also a record that I did with my band The Lovers, which is called Abra the Enemy Spiritualised.
So, a lot of our viewers are fellow bands from Colchester and the wider area, so what about you mentioned about playing different instruments on there, what's the sort of process you go through recording?
Basically you record it all live, and I was working with a couple of studio engineers who were very experienced with that. You know, there's a big cultural difference between America and the UK. You know, I can never know what's the name of the guy who wrote. Here we go. The guy who wrote Tom Sawyer.
Mark Twain.
Yes. He said America and Britain are one culture divided by a language. Anyway, he also said that America had one political party with 2 right wings. Those were both good comments. I think there might have been Gore Vidal who said that, but Gore Vidal was probably dressed up as Johnny. But anyway,
allegedly.
So anyway, in America, they record stuff live.
Right.
In the UK, we're obsessed with micro-spot recording every single instrument. So, for example, I went to go and see the Jim Blossoms record in studio in California with George Jacuzius playing Hammond organ on it, and they record everything live. And then you come to England, where like Tears for Fears, who used to try to sound like the Beatles when it wasn't cool to sound like the Beatles. And they recorded every single note of Sowing Seeds. I love every single note as a drop in. So in America, they record stuff live. In England, we pretty much sample everything. And the idea of these albums is just recorded totally live. So by the time we finished the session, the engineer understood what it was to actually record stuff live.
Right. Excellent. You mentioned a few sort of political themes there when you were talking. Is that important to you as individuals? Does that come out in the music?
Yeah, there is a song on the new album which is sort of about the credit crunch, which is what we used to call it. And it's about the fact that people just fell in love with things, they just fell in love with material objects, and you can't cuddle a material object, you can't carry a material object when you're dead in the grave, so people just they bought too much into material objects. So yeah, and it says, like, the song's called Lake of Fire. I didn't realise there was a song by Farm called Lake of Fire. I would have called it Lake of Fire if I'd known there was, but an unplugged album, but that's right, but so it goes, I saw the devil coming on the back of a wave, I saw a lake of fire and no one was saved. Please don't tell me that I don't believe, please don't tell me that your world is real. Because really what it's saying is, when you hold my hand, you hold it like a purse, it's the root of all evil, it's just another curse. So the song's saying is that people just got too much into material objects and too much into money, and it's all bullshit, you're like, I quite like those Moon Control books, and the first Moon Control book, of course, anyway, the first Moon Control book, Snufkin comes up towards the movement, and the first thing he says is, I don't like things. That's like a philosophical statement. I don't like things. If you don't like things, that means you like ideas, like concepts, and you like people. So this idea that we're going to buy our way out of a recession is just ain't going to happen. We ain't going to dig our way out of a recession, or we're going to paint our way out of a recession, or we're going to build brick walls our way out of a recession. We ain't going to buy our way out of a recession.
So the sort of cultural shift in where we are now with the economy, and how do you think that, what impact do you think that has on music as an industry? Because it's an industry that's changed massively.
It'll have a really good effect on music, because we're going to be in this recession until the end of the decade, which I don't think you reach up there. Because if you have a look at all those shopping malls that are empty, look at all those, Manchester, 10,000 flats that are empty. The recession isn't going to be over until all those are being paid for, or either being inhabited, worked in, or knocked down. So every single one of those empty buildings that were built for people who don't exist are paid for.
Do you think that the fact that there is the technology available now for the bands that have got something to say, the artists that have got something to say that perhaps wouldn't have said it or didn't have the platform to say it before, do you think that's a good thing? Because before 20, 30 years ago, for you to put something out there into the public domain, you had a whole bunch of people saying that it was good, and you had to go through that approval process now. So a singer-songwriter in their bedroom that's got something to say can now say that politically or about the economy or about society that perhaps wouldn't have been able to get that out before. So we end up with a more diverse section of music. Or do you think that now that you can get a greater number of pretenders?
It's good, isn't it? Great number of pretenders.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's
I think what I'd say about the technology is this. If you watch The Man Who Fell to Earth, which is influenced by Earth, and they've shined this laser in his eyes and they stop him from being able to change his eyes, and they freeze his nipple or something like they would Quick Fit. But he has the kind of technology that now your average 13-year-old kid living in Milton Keynes has. The problem with programming is that the problem with computers and programming is that you have a technology that can be completely liberating, but unfortunately, if you want to talk about like BC and AD, before broadband and after Diana, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm talking like as an embittered 45-year-old, but people who are young, they live in this wraparound culture where they're not aware that you didn't used to have 24-hour broadband internet access. So you've got this technology which is potentially really liberating. You've got this technology that gets you free distribution to the masses. You've got this technology that can get you right around the world. You've got this technology that gives you more computer power than the carrots had in the manufactured earth. You've got more computer power than those head of IBM had 20 years ago at your fingertips. So when you look at social networking science, when you do have a look at what they're talking about, they're using all this power and all this information, all this potential democratising to discuss what they put in their baked potatoes. But 10 years ago, Depeche Mode, say they put 11 gigs on sale, and one's in London, one's in Cardiff, one's here, one's in Aberdeen. Those gigs would sell out. Usually they'd be sold on the phone lines, or they'd be sold out of record shops in Aberdeen, in Cardiff, here in London. What happens now is because the incredible reproducibility and the lack of scarcity or resources on the internet, and the way that it erodes the concept of there being any distance or difference between potential buyers of gig tickets. What happens now is Depeche Mode puts some gigs on sale in Aberdeen. The tickets get bought by people in Moscow, they get bought by people in Paris, which means that people in Aberdeen can't go and watch Depeche Mode and go and play in Aberdeen. Now, from a point of the ecology, economy, and environment, that's wrong, really. And so what that means is also you have this other concept, which is the postmodernist ticket seller. So if you want an example, so say you have the same concept. So what they don't put another 11 gigs on sale, people in Aberdeen can't see Depeche Mode. You've got people driving up the M6 and the A74 to see Depeche Mode play, which is completely wrong. But added to that, you also have this added tier of nonsense, which is created by false walls around the internet. So that means that if you want to buy a ticket in the first 3 front rows, you have to pay 250 quid. That value isn't passed back to the band, isn't passed back to the live technician, isn't paid back to the person who worked on the album. So you're creating false walls, and I think we've got a problem with the internet because it's been set up as a stock market, and I don't think it should be a stock market. I think if you want the internet to be democratising and free place where things are equal, I think we need to reintroduce the concept of geography into things which are sold about being in a particular place at a particular time. For the first 75 hours you should only be able to buy tickets for Depeche Mode in Aberdeen if you live within a 30-minute the sale of music. The reason why music has been so raped by the internet is because it's an imponderable. Money is an imponderable. So money can flow over wireless networks, money can flow over copper networks, money can flow through satellites and back down satellites. Guess what? Music can go over copper networks, music can go over wireless networks, music can go up to satellites and down back off satellites. So what's happened is they've used music as a way of finding out how you can track things and how you can actually deal with money on the internet. So if you want to look at music as a product, take music as a product, it's imponderable, you can't really touch it, you can get it on your phone or whatever. Look at wheelbarrows. If you want to buy a wheelbarrow, you can go to the shop, you can buy a wheelbarrow, you can ring up Argos, you can contact Argos via the internet, but at some point someone's going to have to turn up with a physical lorry. They're going to have to stop at the end of your lorry, at the end of your road. They're going to have to get Suggs to take the wheelbarrow off the back of the truck, and of course that's the first time I've had Missy Suggs going to be on the car. Anyway, so the point I'm making is that physically someone is alright to mention that. But what I'm saying is that someone's going to have to deliver that wheelbarrow physically to your building, to your house. So the thing is that music is imponderable, money is imponderable. So therefore, the paradigm shift that's going to come through films and TVs and music being delivered on the internet is just the first whole load of cultural transition that's going to happen by the internet. And a small group of, people say, the whole of the world is run by sort of 5 old blokes who meet in a pub in London at 3:30 on a Thursday afternoon. It's absolutely nonsense. It's about 2:15.
Given the way music is distributed, do you think we'll have a scene like that talking about?
I think that I'm going to answer your question. You'll be surprised here. I'm going to answer it in a really going around way. But I'm getting to the point.
But purely from a music point of view, we've had
writing makes good art. We're going to have some good art.